Hello, everybody, and welcome to round one here at Ettin Games and Hobbies. This is Chad and
James.
James. That's right. Oh, let's turn this down just so we don't get any sort of interference.
Whoops.
All right, Matt's going to lead off with a Bomat Courier, and that's going to take Cameron down to 19. What can we expect from this matchup, James?
A lot of do nothing versus a lot of aggressive play. Basically, blue-white is going to want to do everything it possibly can to mute the threats that Matt commits to board, all the while getting 7 mana, casting a card, sometimes twice, winning a game. You know, no big deal.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, everything is underway. This Bomat Courier is going to untap. That was a strategic planning from Cameron, finding Sacred Cat to put in the graveyard.
I mean, that seems like real good against this Mardu vehicles matchup right now. Gain a little bit of life, stem the bleeding against this aggro matchup. Granted, it's kind of weird to see Mardu vehicles back in the standard again.
I mean, it did seem like really strong abilities on cards, especially anytime Wizards does anything for the first printing, it seems super powerful. Like Dredge.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, I feel like they could revisit it in the future, but it was just too good the first time around.
I need Dredge revisited, as much as that's not going to happen.
Right. Matt's going to see a couple cards here off of this Veteran Motorist, and Cameron's going to untap. So Cameron's looking to put a Godfarers in the graveyard and refurbish. He's kind of on the plan that Pascal Maynard was, where it's just kind of do the plan.
That's fair.
You're not doing anything extra.
You're just jamming till you get there.
Right. The combo being refurbishing back a Godfarer's Gift and getting a bunch of 4/4s. It's going to be Minister of Inquiries. It's going to provide him with a couple of energy, and he's going to look to mill himself with Minister.
Looks like he's getting back a Sacred Cat. Seems really good here. Get him a lifelink blocker.
Oh, absolutely. Any sort of bleeding that you can stem. We saw with Pascal, he was just blocking immediately at the Pro Tour.
Just
and
did not care.
Yeah, the Sacred Cat was just good for gaining him, a couple life.
Which, that's very relevant in this matchup. Just another turn is all you want against all these, aggro matches.
Exactly. If you can push them back, basically you want to be able to get to turn 4 with the gifts in your graveyard.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's see what Matt has here. No black mana yet. All right.
Playing red, white, no vehicles here. I have not seen a vehicle either.
Absolutely not. They were testing earlier, and I actually saw a couple vehicles on Matt's side, but this just looks to be an aggressive plan.
It's like Boros aggro. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see what Cameron opts to do with this opt. Now I understand why the card's named that, because I didn't intentionally make the pun.
Sure you didn't.
It just kind of happens.
You always intentionally make the pun.
I usually do. I'm not going to take credit for that one.
I accidentally always make the pun. I don't mean to, but it happens.
All right, let's see what Cameron has on 3 here. Probably a Champion of Wits.
Definitely a Champion of Wits.
He's going to draw 2, discard 2. Really just looking for more of the game plan. We see out of these gift stacks, a lot of times they can just get to 5 and that's good enough.
Yeah.
Because you have Angel of Invention.
For sure. Hard casting an Angel of Invention would be pretty good here too. Looks like he is discarding an Angel of Invention and a Search for Ozkanta.
Can't quite see. Does it look like he has any sort of refurbish in his hand? Because Minister
I think he has 2.
Okay, that's
I'm
awesome.
pretty sure he has
Minister
2.
could definitely mill him through a couple cards.
Yeah, for sure. Get him some action, because he's going to need it soon.
And I don't know what Matt has this turn, but he went off of his whole last turn of attackers.
Yeah.
Just to a Sacred Cat and a Minister of Inquiries.
Which, I guess he's trying to make it to where the points in life he swings for is actually relevant.
Yeah.
Not trying to get chump blocked by a 1/1 lifelinker repeatedly.
All right, it looks like Matt's just trying to build out doubles of each of these cards on the battlefield. Scrap Heap Scrounger should be getting in. It can't block anyways, so at least you can do his trade. It's still worth noting he doesn't have any black mana.
Or a vehicle.
Exactly. The Toolcraft is still going to get the buff from the various artifacts on the field, so he's swinging for 6 here.
A first striker isn't nothing. It's not nothing against this board.
Absolutely.
And getting rid of trading off a Scrounger isn't. It's not the end of the world for him.
I like this champion block. I also feel like Cameron should block the Toolcraft because what else is the Sacred Cat doing on the board, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not attacking. That's for sure. Maybe he's setting it up to, trade with this veteran motorist that'll never attack.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right, so the Minister's going to mill through using some of the energy, and let's see what... Checking the cards, it should be 3. Wizards for sure loves their increments of 3 when it comes to cards.
So I noticed one thing is mismatched lands and a Angel of Inventions.
Let's see what if any play Cameron has here. This is the sort of turn where he would be able to cast an Angel had he not discarded it earlier.
Which I would have gone for that for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you're creeping up on it. You're
getting
not
the game plan is just so much more important than anything else.
But you're not seeing a gift yet or anything like that. I like the play of with 5 mana just hard casting the Angel.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's missing a lot of, potential draws that gets him to actually doing things.
Absolutely. But we see a Hazaret, a Walking Ballista, and another Scrounger in Matt's hand.
So we're sure there's vehicles in this deck.
We're positive. I saw an Aether Sphere, Harvester, and a Heart of Kirin earlier.
Because right now this looks like Boros aggro featuring some artifact dudes.
Right. How's it going, Nitro Frog Boy in the chat?
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Alright. So he's just going to dedicate another Scrounger. Still no black mana to bring back the Scrounger that is in the yard. But also not another creature yet.
Or vehicles.
Right. Still no vehicles out of this vehicles deck.
I mean, he should probably be attacking now if he...
So it's funny because the Sacred Cat's not going to block, but this Minister is. And it's going to tap in response. And Cameron is just not hitting anything.
Man, there's like no gas at all.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Alright, and that's going to be a Walking Ballista for 1, and that's probably going to make quick work of that Sacred Cat that Cameron kind of missed opportunities to block with.
So I think I see a Cataclysmic Gearhulk in hand. I mean, there's a cast out.
Right.
But I think I saw a Cataclysmic Gearhulk, which should shore up this board state battle.
Right, because Matt will get to keep 1 artifact and 1 creature.
Keep cat, keep, artifact. GG.
Alright, let's see what the cast out's targeting. And I don't mind that play there.
Yeah, I mean, keep it from going to the graveyard, keep it from being reanimated. That seems fine, I guess.
Right.
If you don't have anything to do, why not? Granted, I would have liked to cycle it to make sure you get a 5th land.
Absolutely, and because the deck really takes off once you hit that 5th land. It's going to be another Minister. It's another reason that he should have blocked with Sacred Cat last turn.
Yeah.
Is if he draws another Minister, he gets immediate gratification rather than
having to wait until summoning sick.
Exactly.
I mean, he definitely has another cast out, but no 4th mana to cast it, no 5th mana to cast any threat.
And he's opted to allow Matt to untap with 4 mana and a Walking Ballista. But Matt's just going to go for the Hazaret here, which applying pressure seems like a relevant place to be in.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not?
Yeah, Matt's just heavily favored in this spot in general.
I don't even know if that cast out's probably just going to be a turn too slow now.
Matt's lining everything up. It's looking like he's... I kind of like attacking with the Bomat Courier because Cameron's going to have to stem the bleeding anyway, so why not get in your extra damage?
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't... even if you get him to block the Bomat Courier and the Courier dies, then, I mean, that's just gravy.
Yeah, like, whatever.
That means he didn't block a 3-power creature.
Yeah, I mean, trade a 1/1 for a 1/1. Like, granted, that's never going to happen. Also, Brendan, we've talked about these. We've talked about these Bull Islands and whatnot.
All right, so the Sacred Cat's going to get to make this trade potentially that you talked about earlier, unless the Ballista has anything to do with it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't like.
I would have shot it down with the Ballista. I like valuing the Veteran Motorist as
over
a
the
3-power
Ballista
attacker.
because eventually you draw the vehicle, and eventually that vehicle does some work.
Right. And you're trying to close out the game anyways. The more he lets Cameron just untap, the more potential Cameron has to just get an insane board state.
Yeah, that's for sure. So we see an opt here.
Seeing Godfarrow's Gift finally.
He already has one in hand.
Okay. But, I mean, he's in no position to put it in his graveyard. I think
Yeah.
that was a strategic planning off the top. It's going to be a little too slow. Yeah, Cameron's just dead next turn. Because he can put a... Matt can put a counter on the Ballista. Well, he would have to play a card. So he can discard a card to Hazoret. That's 2 damage. Yeah, Cameron's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're gonna scoop it up here. He's not going to let Matt just go to his next combat. There's no reason to. Yeah, Blue-White Gifts seems like a kind of deck that does have the potential of just spinning its wheels, but when it does go off, it seems super, super good.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the issue, though, is there's not a lot of... There doesn't seem to be a lot of actual threats in the Gifts deck. It seems more like we have some stuff that does some stuff together, they do some things... And, you know, that's what we're banking on, where, I mean, Mardu vehicles, while I guess you could call it the standard classic now,
Yeah.
It's content to just beat face. It doesn't,
Yeah.
no
I mean,
flash.
it's a very mid-rangey aggro deck.
Like, there's no flash, no, like, cute tricks here and there. It's just trying to beat you.
And I think it's funny, because although it's titled Blue-White Gifts, it seems more like an Angel of Invention deck than anything. You're either putting Angel out turn 4 with the Godfarrow's Gift, or you're putting Angel out turn 5.
When you're hard casting it. Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
Like, it just seems like a deck that leans a lot on specific creatures, because eternalizing something like a Champion of Wits, while flashy, is not the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah, it's like, cool, you got a 4/4, you drew 4 cards, you discarded 2, like...
Still Hardy Kieran still flies over you.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Especially in this matchup. And I don't know. I didn't see if he was on like a lot of the feature matches or anything, but I did watch Pascal Maynard in the finals, and it did seem like he just lost to value plays.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like cards that did multiple things just beat your deck.
Exactly.
Because you're trying to do one thing.
It's like, yeah, you're trying to throw all these things in your graveyard and whatnot, and then people like witness that, and they're like, yeah, crooked condemnation or whatever. Or like the land that exiles graveyards, or
Scavenger Grounds.
Yeah, or Sentinel Totem, or any amount of. A Braid is this deck's worst nightmare for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, but putting in the work to put out, and we saw last week where it was funny because we saw the power of Godfarrow's Gift, but in the Madcap deck that Armando likes to play. And Armando, we watched how devastating Godfarrow's Gift can be if you just let it resolve. And things like a Braid can put a quick end on Godfarrow's Gift. Things like negate, if you negate the refurbish, negate the madcaps.
Yeah, or hell, spell pierces in this format.
Exactly, and it was funny because last week Caesar, or 2 weeks ago last week, one of the times Caesar had the potential to negate the madcap, and he allowed it to resolve, hoping Armando would kill himself. And Armando immediately flipped over Godfarrow's Gift off the top.
Oh, that seems real good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that is true. Like, if you Eternalize Champion when you have Angel, it scales because of the Angel's Anthem effect.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Like, these are all cool, flashy things. All I'm saying is that the combo can be disrupted by... This is definitely a meta choice, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
And
like, I don't think you can just go into any like meta and just be like, I'm gonna take you down with Godfarrow's Gift. That's not gonna happen.
You have to see what percentage of Braids are currently seeing play. Like, what are your odds that Godfarrow's Gift is just gonna stick? Is what we're getting at. And so I'm not knocking Cameron because I think the deck's super sweet. But it has such a linear strategy, and we saw he lost to himself.
Yeah, he lost to doing nothing.
Exactly.
So. Also, yes, I do think that Blue-White Gifts did really well because no one saw it coming. Like, if I were going to a event, that's not the first deck on my radar.
Exactly, especially with how big Energy had been at the time. All right, so we have a Bomat Courier, and that's going to make quick work of Cameron's life total, dropping him down to 19.
This looks like This looks real familiar.
Yeah, we'll see if we see any vehicles this game. I see Inventor's Furnace.
I'm pretty sure I see a vehicle this time.
Nice. All right, that's going to be Sacred Cat and Minister of Inquiries.
Good start for Cameron. Chump blockers for days. Seems
Exactly.
really good.
He's definitely going to be able to buy himself a couple turns and hope to churn out the combo here. All right, Matt's going to tap 2 here. Yeah, I see an Aether Sphere Harvester and what looks like 2 Scroungers in Matt's hand. All right, so he's going to play a Scrounger here, and he's just going to pass turn. Matt really values this Bomat Courier.
Yeah, I mean...
It does just, like, Minister does just block it because Minister's a 1-2. So.
It definitely makes sense. That you might want that card advantage later on.
Yeah. Yeah, Cameron is... What did you drop in his graveyard there?
It looks like the Angel of Inventions, and I can't tell the second card.
It does look like an artifact.
Possibly, yeah.
So
I think it is the God Pharaoh's gift. I do believe it is.
All right. So Cameron's really powering through this game. We're actually seeing his deck do exactly what it wants to, and we're really going to see the Telltale is going to be the 4th turn. All right, it's going to be an Aether Sphere Harvester that's going to net Matt 2 mana, and he can spend 1 of the mana to give it lifelink till the end of turn.
Energy, but
Energy, yeah.
It's basically mana.
Right.
It's mana
it
for
feels
free.
It feels as powerful as having free mana.
It really does. It's every bit as powerful as free mana.
All right, let's see what Cameron does. This is the big one.
This is the I didn't find land.
Yeah.
He found land.
Yeah. I mean, in the form of a tapped land, but
Yeah.
it's for sure better than nothing. And that's gonna be a negate and another Minister hitting the graveyard.
This feels bad, playing it this way, where you could possibly go off, but you're just kind of doing a whole lot of nothing. You got these 1/1s, this 1/2, this 2/1.
Yeah, this Aether Sphere Harvester is going to get to start attacking.
Yeah, that just goes over everything that Cameron is doing right now. That's the issue that I was saying that I see with this deck is everything that every other deck is doing, they're just doing it better. Like.
So, do you think that the control variants are arguably better, like the Esper Gifts decks?
I do like the Esper Gifts in the general sense of you have access to some forms of removal.
I feel like Gate to the Afterlife's just a little flimsy, in my opinion. Like, I feel like it's even more soft than God Pharaoh's Gift.
That's fair. I do like the fact that you get access to, like, Duress and things like that.
That is true. Duress really makes quick work of all your opponent's hate. All right, this Bomat's is going to crew this Aether Sphere Harvester. He's going to swing in. Looks like he's moving some sort of die, so that's presumptively lifelink that he's gaining.
Yeah, he's probably going to end up using the lifelink.
I'm going to be presumptive that he used that lifelink because I saw him move something off to the side.
We'll be able to tell him a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, no. He did not. That's the energy.
That's fair.
The 2 energy still out. Good on you, Matt, for letting us know. Alright, strategic planning here.
He found a refurbish this time around, but he won't be able to cast it.
It's just wheels upon wheels of spinning.
Yeah.
And it's funny because this is like a solid... This actually makes you feel better if your opponent's spinning their wheels. Whereas, like, we can look at decks in the past, like Aetherworks Marvel, that just made you feel bad while your opponent was spinning your wheels.
It could be an Emrakul. It could be any threat.
Right? Like, at worst, it was a Bristling Hydra. And that just didn't feel good at all.
Yeah, then they ended up hitting, like, what's it called? A Puzzle Knot, and you're just like...
Yeah, and they still gain life and gain energy.
Yeah, right?
Like, every hit is just
still
value.
Free, like, 3 mana, 3 energy, or 3 life, 3 energy.
Looks like he's looking to get a little aggressive here. He's going to swing all out, crewing with the Bomat Courier.
Getting in there with the Nerd Apes. I mean, there's no reason to not be aggressive right now. if he lets him spin his wheels too long, he's going to do something.
Looks like he's looking to trade with the Inventor's Apprentice and the Scrap Heap Scrounger.
Those are fine trades. I think you take the Minister here.
Yeah. So Cameron's going to gain 2, but then he's going to lose 2 to the other Inventor's Apprentice, so that's just going to be a wash on his life total.
Yeah. I would have liked taking the Minister, because the Minister is going to get him more card value, or let him see more cards, whereas the champion would have only seen more cards if it was able to be eternalized, which is now a potential play.
Exactly. Ended up not being a wash because of the Aether Sphere Harvester. Forgot about the big old flyer.
Thing does work.
Yep. That's a Heart of Kieran coming down end of turn, and let's see if Cameron has something big this turn.
We've seen 2 vehicles this game.
Right. Presumptively the ones that he probably only plays Heart of Kieran and Aether Sphere Harvester.
So we got
Godfarrow's Gifts coming down here.
Yeah. Off the refurbish that he can finally cast.
And
2 turns after that, he could have casted it the first turn.
Exactly, and this is gonna be a big old angel here. See if he puts the counters on or makes some servos.
I always like putting the counters on it against a deck that doesn't seem like it's gonna be able to remove it.
Right, it would just die to being blocked by the Heart of Kieran
or the Aether Sphere. Either of them would have killed it.
Exactly. So he's gonna gain 6 here, go back up to 19.
Seems real good.
Absolutely.
He gets back another cat.
And this was the exact turn and this is the appeal of the deck, right? It just can have these explosive, powerful turns, where now all of a sudden Cameron is heavily favored.
It's
in this game.
Definitely Johnny Combo player's favorite deck.
Exactly. And we see just more creatures stranded in Matt's hand that can't block. It's the problem with Scrap Heap Scrounger. Besides the fact that it's soft to Magma Spray.
Very soft to Magma Spray.
Just to let everybody know, we do have a red-blue prowess deck in the room that I took a look at, and it for sure has Shivan Dragon in its sideboard. So, and a good player is playing this deck. So we're gonna. I told him if he earns it, we'll put him on camera next round.
I am definitely okay with seeing some Shivan Dragon action.
Exactly. All right, so the Spolista is going to come down for 1, and he's just going to pass the turn, hoping to set up a big potential block with the Aether Sphere Harvester and the Heart of Kieran.
Yeah, getting rid of this angel seems real good, but I think he has another angel in grave.
Yeah. Oh, and that's...
Or just in hand.
Yeah, that's a big change, too.
And I think this one he's going to make the servos. Double Anthem, making 3/3 servos seems real good.
Yeah. And this is what we were saying with this being just like an Angel of Invention deck.
Yeah, it's just here's all these anthems stapled to dudes. We'll make some servos.
Matt just marking them as 1/1s, knowing that they of course get the buff as well. Alright, Godfarrow's Gift triggers. That means Cameron's moving to combat.
Getting himself a champion.
6/6 champion.
This is what I was talking about. I would have rather him been the only other thing he can get back is a minister instead of this champion that's going to dig him 4 cards deep.
Oh, it's 6.
Wait. Never
because
mind.
of the anthems.
But yeah, I forget. Ooh.
Yeah, this is a reload.
Yeah.
Discard 2 cards. Draw 6, discard 2.
Seems real good.
I'll take that card any day of the week.
Plus wizards.
And he also hit on a Sacred Cat that he can just bring back at the end of turn if he gets bored enough.
I mean, having some Sacred Cats for some attackers is not... Or for some blockers is definitely not nothing.
It's funny because I believe the attack he's making to still force a block is just this champion.
Oh man, I would have done both.
Okay, it looks like the angel might be attacking as well.
I mean, it does have vigilance, so...
That angel should just be a 7/7.
So 33. obviously.
Which means that this block looks really good.
Yeah, getting one Anthem off of the field and taking the damage isn't horrible, but you're clearly on the back foot. You need to do something about it.
Right. I think players are just figuring out combat math here.
I mean, that is definitely a lot of math.
Wondering what's causing him to go down to 11.
Lightning bolts. They're invisible. Invisible lightning bolts flying everywhere.
Let's see. So he's looking to... I'm wondering why he went from 14 to 11.
I am honestly not quite sure.
Because that champion, it was double blocked. That should have been 6 damage.
No, the champion wasn't blocked, I don't think.
Or no, I'm saying the angel was double blocked,
Yeah.
so the champion should have dealt 6 damage.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get a correction on that. Are you able to hop out there real quick? Just let them know.
Yeah.
Match should be, if I'm correct, match should be down to 8 here. James is going to try to resolve it.
You're correct.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he opted to use energy.
We had some
correct.
life links.
Yeah. He used the energy. And,
Got some lifey links.
and also, we should have Cameron at 26.
Correct.
Yeah, I already talked to Matt about not having an energy counter on the field, and now he's agreeing with me.
Yeah, energy counters are great.
I told him earlier, I was like, please have a count. Having some dice out is not, when combat is this complex, this is not going to make me like...
Tell me about it. Like, I love it when people like want me to speed up my process when I'm playtesting my Abzan deck. I'm like, hold on, let me get my Lingering Souls tokens. And they're like, you don't need them, just use a dice. I'm like, no, just let me get my tokens.
Please,
Like-
yeah, please.
Oh.
It's like, let's see what's going on here. It looks like Cameron's just pulling the more relevant stuff to the front of his grave.
None of it's relevant, right?
There's a minister.
Though, I mean, that's kind of relevant, I guess.
I mean, slapping on a 4/4 for free during combat.
Yeah, you know, that's fair. That's fair. I wouldn't. It's not nothing.
And that other angel is going to get shot down by the ballista, and I hate this play. Because you just put it in his graveyard, and unless you have removal for Godpharaoh's Gift, you just gave him a bigger angel.
That's fair.
Matt literally just told Cameron, hey, have a bigger card next turn. This does free Matt up to attack with the Heart of Kiran, but like he's not in a favorable board state anyways. Yeah, that's not going to crew.
Yeah, he has some tall order of work.
Yeah. It looked like he was attempting to tap the Bowmat to crew the Heart of Kiran, and that's
I mean,
not,
why would... I mean, yeah.
that's not how that card works.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's crew what? 4 or 3? Yeah, okay.
3 or a Planeswalker's Loyalty.
Yeah, I always thought that was broken.
Oh, yeah, because Gideon existed.
Yeah, because
right?
we're just like, here, let's just drop this Gideon, and you never plus or minus Gideon, so you're just like, whatever.
Okay, we live in a world where the Scrap Heap Scrounger just attacked.
That's a world that I want to live in, I guess.
Right.
I mean, I'm all for like creatures attacking and such, but
Yeah, he kind of just served up the Scrap Heap when literally he could have crewed the Heart of Kiran and got an N4 damage rather than...
yeah, but he also kind of served Cameron the game as well by giving him a bigger angel.
Yeah, I
Here's
mean,
my ground creature.
there's almost no good plays that can be made at this point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's understandable. I just like, still trying to win.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Instead of doing goofy stuff.
Yeah. Because at that point, if you feel like you're at such a position where you start making bad calls, because Matt is a better player than that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I haven't played him yet. I
Oh
played
my
Cameron.
gosh, it's not legendary.
Here, yeah, on another episode of my God, it's not legendary.
That's awesome. You know what? I'm a bad Magic player because I assumed the card was legendary.
Dude,
I assumed that Wizards did their due diligence. So many cards are getting
but they gave us
eternalized.
but they gave us like Valakut, so I mean like
That's true. Shout out to Brendan.
shout out to Brendan.
That was good. Yeah, that was. Yeah,
That was real good.
Valk.
That was real good. I appreciate that.
And yeah, this was the problem we were talking about. Cameron's just getting to serve in with a bunch of huge creatures.
You know, Brendan, I'm pretty sure they do know about that.
We also live in a world where damage doesn't go on the stack anymore, so these ballistas aren't really going to be able to do much on this board state. Yeah, that Heart of Kieran's probably your best bet at staying alive.
On the stack deal.
Yeah. Block. Yeah, he needs to try to get that. And this may have been Matt's plan all along, but this is still just... You're still trading away 3 things for 1 card.
And, I mean, it's coming back next turn anyway, right?
No, it goes away permanently.
Oh, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
The
Now I'm the bad Magic player.
When it comes to Standard, we're all bad Magic players.
You mean Bolt's not in this format? What do you mean it's not fair? It's 1 mana, deal 3 damage to face a creature. There's nothing broken about that.
Alright, so Cameron's going to go up to something not to scoff at, 33 alive.
Yeah, so Matt needs the Vraska ult plus Wrath of God.
He needs Vraska ult plus Ballista. That seems a little more realistic.
I feel like he needs Vraska ult plus...
We also haven't even seen black mana out of Matt's Mardu vehicles list.
We just now saw the vehicles, but we have not seen black mana.
Right. And this is pretty much going to serve into game 3. All Matt's doing at this point is just winding down the clock. He's not giving himself the opportunity to win.
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything.
I mean, I love Matt to death. I actually test with these guys pretty frequently, but like that was the lamest toolcraft exemplar.
Yeah,
I've
right.
ever
Just
seen.
here's this 1 mana 1/1.
I'm
gonna get there.
He knows I'm gonna give him flack after this.
No, I mean I would too. Honestly, I don't know the guy, but I'm gonna start giving him like
Fair
mad
amount of
jaw
stuff.
about this 1 mana 1/1 against this board.
Yeah.
This board.
It's funny because like there's some minister activations that can start happening. Yeah, this just keeps spiraling. It doesn't get better.
Yeah, right. It's exactly. There's no tunnel anymore to dig yourself out of. Like
Yeah.
the hole that you could have dug yourself out of definitely closed
Absolutely.
a while ago.
Absolutely. And that's going to tie it up at 1-1.
All right, so we're gonna see some more aggro versus do a whole lot of nothing until I do everything.
Exactly. And I imagine Matt's a little more favored on the play.
Yeah, for sure.
Because while Mardu Vehicles, I would say it's an aggressive deck, but it's definitely not the most aggressive deck in Standard. We know of Ramming Apparatus, right?
Yeah, I just love when people call Ramming Apparatus an aggro deck, which, don't get me wrong, I know it's an aggro deck, but, like, I'm used to Zoo and, like, Naya Burn.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, this just comes down to, like, Wizards not printing cards at the power level that they use.
yeah,
to,
for
right?
sure, but it's just like, man.
Like, Standard is slowly becoming what looks like almost a limited format.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you're involving combat more than you are individual cards.
Well, yeah,
Which-
there's, like, less interactions to be had. It's mostly just, like, yeah, you untap, you draw, you cast maybe, like, a spell or 2, main 1.
Yeah, get in with everything.
Get in with everything. Maybe cast another spell on main 2, pass turn.
Right.
Repeat until someone's dead.
Yeah. That is for sure. We're seeing if Matt might be thinking of re-sideboarding, but what he needs to be thinking about is how he's going to win this game in 15 minutes.
You know, what he needs to be thinking about is, where's his black mana? And why has it forsaken him?
That's true.
Like,
2 games, no black mana, all the scrap heap scroungers in the world. I believe between the 2 games we have seen all 8 scrap heap scroungers that are possible to see.
yeah,
in 2 games.
we've seen all 8 scrap heaps and only 2 vehicles, and still no black mana.
We need to start making tallies of what these decks are supposed to do versus
Dude,
what we see them do.
Yeah, like the SCG opens where they do the bingo cards.
Oh,
those
yeah.
are great. I cannot tell you how much I love like those bingo cards.
Well, I'll make sure that I make us bingo cards for Team Unified tomorrow.
Aw, yes.
Yes.
Just give me something good. Like I want a swings with a 15-15 noble hierarch or something. Like,
Oh, so you don't want to win this?
no, I'm never gonna win. Nobody plays that.
Are there any approach decks in the room? No, Dom is not here tonight.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, that's we typically only see Dom playing the blue-white approach deck, and I valued that deck a lot when Standard first was created, but it was one of the more like obvious decks to build, and like it looks super good, but it's
don't
also
like
a very
doing
soft
anything.
deck. Yeah, it's also a deck that folds to like slight interaction from your
Yeah,
opponent.
it's just like, did they Lost Legacy your approach game 2? Oh man. Duress your counterspell away. Lost Legacy your approach away.
Alright, Matt's going to get in with this Bomat Courier, and we're going to see a Minister of Inquiry, so this is going to be the exact same start from all 3 games.
We have definitely seen a turn 1...
Oh, black mana!
Huh!
And a Heart of Kirin in the same game!
What a world! What a world!
Valakut player misses on Scape Shift.
What do you mean misses on Scape Shift? Like, doesn't have enough mountains in their like deck after playing Scape Shift? Because that would be great. I would love to see that. Or are you talking more of a Fulminator Mage, your Valakut, Surgical, your Valakut?
Chad walks out of the room and sets Valakut on fire. That's the game I want to see.
Deal.
Alright, he's going to move to combat, and this... Oh, whoa, we're going to see a cycle in response to the Heart of Kirin attack.
That's the most interaction that you see from, like, standard decks. Is just like, we're going to opt. We're going to cycle a card.
Alright, the Minister's going to tap here, and he's going to mull over 3, and a solid hit. I mean, Angel and God Pharaohs.
Why? Why do you need that?
And Matt
Yeah,
denoting
Matt
with his
agree-
hand. He's like, why?
Matt agrees with me. Why?
Why were those the 3 cards you hit?
Yeah, not enough mountains would be great. I want to see someone flash in a Blood Moon in response to Scape Shift.
What I want to see is what I would have on my bingo card is 5 or more mountains on, or I would say 10 or more mountains total on the battlefield. And the reason I would want that to be on my bingo card is sometimes like Blood Moon just ruins a person's day.
What I want to see is at least 8 Lingering Souls tokens surviving until
But
the
you
end
won't
of the
be
game.
playing, so there's no way that's going to happen.
I'll give someone my deck. It's fine.
Because even Aaron Prido switched to Jund. I mean, the world's changing, James.
No, he was on Jund, and I convinced him to go to Abzan. And then me and him had this talk about how we were gonna Jund again because Blood Moon.
Yeah. Plus, this new Hunt Master is going to look so good.
Oh yeah.
Not that Jund plays that card anymore, which is
No, I'm gonna
depressing.
make it a point. I'm gonna make it a point to play that card.
We're going to see another Toolcraft Exemplar and an Inventor's Apprentice hit the battlefield.
Nerd Ape.
I'm a huge fan of Inventor's Apprentice.
I am definitely a huge fan.
When I was playing Humans back in Standard, that old Standard freaking Thraben Inspector into Toolcraft next turn was just like my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Exile Simian Spirit Guide, Surge a Bushwhacker. Just kidding.
It's a real good standard.
Right? You know, that old Standard
That
format.
was a real good standard.
All right, let's see what this Minister hits, and still good cards.
There's a cat.
Yeah.
There's a cat, some lands, and
All right, it's gonna be
That's all you really need.
another 4. So Cameron definitely needs to churn out God Pharaohs next turn.
we all know James would not let anyone play his Abzan deck. No, unless you're going to make like a $2,000 deposit
This is 4, and this is Padim.
Wow.
This is a Padim, everybody. He gives hexproof to your artifact.
What's happening?
Just to let everyone know.
What is happening? What someone?
I believe he has a secondary ability that I'm just not keen on.
If you have the highest mana converted mana cost artifact at the beginning of your upkeep, I do believe you draw a card. Either that or it's EOT, one of the two. But I mean, he has no artifacts.
Yeah.
And his artifacts are going to cost 0 anyway.
Yeah, this is just a Padim for the sake of putting Padim on the battlefield.
I mean, that's fair.
Which is fine. It makes your artifacts not soft to abrade. But he currently doesn't have an artifact out, and Matt's just making quick work of his life total.
And it doesn't look like Matt has a braid either.
So I like just serving him with heart here because it doesn't speed up his math to serve him with everything else.
It does not. It's gonna be like, you know, a 3-turn clock.
Right. He needs a hit with heart, next turn hit with heart, then swing with everything.
Yeah.
Or just loses Toolcraft Exemplars.
I mean,
he has 3 artifacts.
They have
Never
first
mind.
strike.
Yeah, they do have first strike.
I like this. I like this.
It's true, and there is only 9 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be a double activation from the Minister. We're going to see more cards hit the graveyard. So there's currently 2 Sacred Cats in the graveyard.
And an Angel.
An Angel, Godfarer's Gift, 2 Sacred Cats. We haven't seen a refurbish yet, so hopefully that means that Cameron will be able to squeeze one out. Cameron's going to drop to 7 here.
I do not see refurbish still.
Yeah, then this is going to be a pretty quick game over. He does have the 5th mana though. 2 Sacred Cats in yard. Possibly an Angel in hand?
I don't know if he has Angel in hand. Yeah, I think no.
I see a Plains.
I see a Plains for sure.
Alright, let's see what Cameron can do.
Doesn't look like a whole lot here.
Thank you, Matt. I like just picking up my opponent's graveyard and shuffling it around.
I do too. It's real good.
Just like set it back down and confuse them as to what they're supposed to be doing.
I mean, why would you not? Like, honestly. Oh. Oh.
Hello.
All right.
Hello, friend.
Okay.
So this actually doesn't decrease. Well, it decreases Matt's clock in terms of Cameron gaining life, but he does have black mana for once in his life, so he gets to actually bring back the scrap heap and crew and still put in
getting
work.
in there with the yeah. That's a good game plan.
Yeah, I mean it's the game plan he's gonna have to.
Just like the coach drew it up.
Yeah. It's another heart just kind of stranded in his hand, and that's a
Hazoret.
Okay, that also I like playing Hazoret and then bringing back Scrap Heap next turn.
Yeah, that's a Hazoret. So that'll do it. If he draws his untap land, he can just shock.
It's gonna be 5 here.
Yeah, he can just shock. Like, he needs an untap land, but he can shock with the card, bringing back the Scrap Heap and crew and one-shot him. Granted, he doesn't need to get that flashy, but
yeah,
why would you not? So it's just like, look how much trouble you caused me last game. This is happening.
Yeah, these Sacred Cats definitely are gonna have to start coming back if Cameron wants to
live.
Yeah, survive.
I mean, it's
the
not.
onslaught.
It's probably not happening. Unless he has like an unsummon or something. I could see an unsummon being real good here. Don't know if the deck runs an unsummon, but it'd be really good.
I know that the blue-red prowess deck does.
Well, that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, that does nothing on this board, but it does allow him to bring back a Sacred Cat as well.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much just setting himself up to survive, at least through the Hazoret.
Yeah. Because it's still, either way it goes, the way it's looking, it's just going to be a 2-turn clock either way.
And that is not an untapped land, that is a Canyon Slough, but this does free him up to bring back the Scrap Heap this turn.
And cycle a land just to be fancy.
Well, he doesn't need to cycle the land. You wait to see if the scrap heap even survives. I mean, it will because Cameron's tapped out. But
Fancy though.
just to be fancy.
Fancy.
You heard it first. Scrap heap's gonna re-enter the battlefield.
You gotta throw some flares on your plays, you know? Like that's just give the people what they want.
In response to your own damage cycle.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, let's just milk the clock for the sake of milking the clock.
I mean, why not? I didn't want to win.
This Canyon Slew's gonna come down.
Oh man.
Yeah, it seems like the smarter thing to do.
I mean, probably.
All right, so Cameron's going to take a grand total of 3 here because he's going to gain 1 and then lose 4.
Oh, so now it's actually a 3-turn clock if it's just going to be the Heart of Kirin. Because he should just make another cat for sure. Unless he happens to have a refurbish, that'd be great here.
Absolutely.
Unsummon would also be good too.
I feel like he had a refurbish. He would have done it.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
This looks like an angel.
That's not an angel.
Another Cataclysmic Gearhulk. So Matt has a few more choices he needs to make, but the choice isn't hard. He gets to bring back Scrap Heap at the end of turn anyways. This is going to be quite another Sacred Cat. And Cameron's dead this turn. Because he gets the Crew Heart of Kirin, attack, and then shock him with the with Hazaret's ability.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a thing. We did talk about that.
We'll see if Matt has this line, but
we forgot. I just talked about that and then forgot that was a thing that he could do. Man, maybe I should not tell him to mentally to.
Matt's
cycle
instead
lands.
gonna play another Scrap Heap Scrounger for
no apparent
reason, and then use Hazaret's ability. I believe that's what's happening.
That is exactly what's happening.
Okay, then that's going to be game. And yeah, just as he drew it up, Mardu Vehicles was able to take down Blue-White Gifts 2 games out of 3.
Finally took him, it took him 3 games to draw some black mana.
Oh, never do this to yourself, Cameron. It skews your decisions.
Yeah, for sure.
If anyone doesn't know what I mean by that, if you look at the top few cards of your library or look through your entire deck and what order the cards are in, Cameron is now going to feel like when he gets a hand like the hand he had just now in the future, he's going to be more likely to not keep just because it didn't work out for him this one time. Right? So you're skewing your future decisions by examining your entire deck.
Yeah, never look at your
like
deck.
the ordering of when you would have drawn stuff.
There's a guy who goes here who does that. He's really notorious for doing it. And it's just
don't do that to yourself.
Don't
buddy.
do that, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Then I feel like it's kind of a slap in the face to your opponent because it's just
it invalidates the win.
Yeah, it's just don't do that, man. Your opponent won. Just leave it at that.
Exactly.
Have your short-term memory loss, etc. Move on to the next round.
All right, everybody. We are going to take a quick recess here. We're going to get the round reported, and we will be right back. We are actually looking to. In the future, we're going to have slides and various things that play in between rounds.
Yeah, neat.
Yeah, so that's something that's being worked on. But as for today, we're just going to take a quick 10-minute break, and we'll be right back, guys.